What's up, everybody? It's Interfleet Broadcasting, news, pop culture, and sci-fi entertainment channel. It's brought to you by two older guys that
Thank
grew
you.
up watching 70s and 80s TV, movies, cartoons. I'm New York Pete, and this is my best friend, my buddy, Chris the.
Tipsy Toaster, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us. It's another great live broadcast for, what is today's date? November 10th. So we're here every Thursday. Don't forget to check us out live or afterwards is fine too. But we're here every Thursday, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time with your pop culture broadcast, interviews, cool stuff, reviews. I don't know, you name it. We got some really stuff. We got the cool stuff.
We
And the
do.
fans.
And
We got the fans.
we have to, full disclosure is that not only did we grow up watching this stuff, we really, really love this stuff, but we are also big Battlestar Galactica fans
No,
of
no,
the
not at all.
Battlestar franchise. And we have a very, very special place in our heart for the original 1978 Battlestar Galactica. And before we go any further, let me just quickly shout out all of our supporters. Lola, who was first online but challenged by Jeff. Thank you for watching us live, guys. Chuck Davenport, thank you, my man, for watching. Chris Laskowski from Down Under. Good day. So weird today having to wait till midday to watch. Thank you for tuning in. Lola laughs at older guys, question mark. Jeff, yes, buddy, of course. And yo, Baz, thank you for joining us. He's taken time from, putting together that Viper that he's making,
All the
again, from
fiberglass.
Down Under. Yep. I have something important to say, Lola says, so put it up. Hey, Carl Cullenschmidt, BSG Viper, thank you for joining us. At the Houston Arcade Show, Cylon Commander Kaiser will be making an appearance.
Ah,
Fantastic.
cool.
Oh, man, please, we're going to see those pictures.
Oh, yeah.
So Jeff is watching us from our YouTube simulcast that we have. Of course, we're on Twitch, we're on YouTube, and of course our
Twitter.
main Facebook. Yep, Twitter. Feel sorry for the Cylons. Yes, Lola. And by the way, again, thank you for watching us around the world, all our fans. We have quite a few thousand fans alone in
Yep.
Brazil. Welcome. Thank you for watching us. John, of course, John won. Viper looking real good. That's right, Baz. We're doing a great job. So, Tipsy, I like
Yes.
your hat.
You like that?
What
Most
is
people
that?
confuse it. Most people confuse this hat.
Yeah, it's
It
like a Transformers
it looks
thing.
like a Transformers, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
you check out the band Cybertronic Spree. They
Okay.
dress up as Transformers and perform rock music.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
got to
check
be
them out on
cool, man.
Facebook. It's pretty cool.
All right, we
They're
gotta. Let's bring them
they're
on the
at
show.
oh yeah they're on they're at Dragon Con every year doing a live performance. So
Let's get them on the show, man.
oh yeah,
I want
definitely.
to. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so obviously one of our things that we do, Chris, of course, is we toast to the fans. We've broken 7,000 followers, science fiction
Yes.
followers, right? These are
Yep.
people strictly interested in sci-fi and our show. So again, thank you, everybody. Our numbers are continuing to grow, and our goal, of course, is to get over that 10,000 mark. But we are a fledgling group. Our organization. We've only been on for two years and a couple of months, but we're very happy with our product and our shows, and we're gonna thank everybody yet again. Chris, we have a super fan, Fran Severn,
Yes.
an author and a former guest on our show, who's part of our team, has kindly sponsored our drinks for the next year. And thank you, Fran. I am drinking Angry Orchard Hardcore Dark Cherry Apple, and this is, of course, from my neck of the woods in New
That's
York.
funny because
Yeah.
that's what I'm drinking.
Well, you're drinking it in a can.
Yes. And my wires
That's
in the way.
crazy.
But
How did you do that on purpose? How did you manage to do that? Stop
everybody
that.
sick yet?
Yeah, stop it.
There's an earthquake here. That's all. I haven't enough. So it's Angry Orchard. It's they call it dark cherry apple, and it is 8% imperial
Oh.
hard cider with dark cherry juice and natural flavors.
Nice.
And it is from, where's it from?
New York. New York. It's from New York, my man.
I don't see that. Oh, look, it's gluten-free. I feel so much better now.
It's from New York. And Rob Baum is with us as well. Rob, great minds drink alike. That is correct. Thank you very much for joining us. Really appreciate you going out of your way. Thanks, Rob. Truly, thank you.
Wow.
Dorian Keyes, one of our first guests 2 years ago, award-winning sci-fi author. Dorian is with us live. Thank you so much, Dorian. Appreciate you taking time out to join us. I know that you're working on some other works and books and things. We need to have you back on the show pronto. So let us know when you're available, because we definitely want to talk some more books and the like. Not to mention your music. Kazuil, hey, thanks for joining us live, guys. So as you pop up, I'm going to try to make sure, as I always do, make sure that I recognize you on the air. And remember, we have a great guest coming on, right? I told you we were going to have, we're going to be talking Gotham Cruisers, and Doug Hines is in the green room. So before we get to Doug, well, let's do our customary toast, our way of thanking all of you for watching and tuning in. And then John 1, I believe, is also flying, orbiting the IFB Starship, broadcast Starship, and we'll get him on as well. So
Sounds good.
Yeah, let's
All right,
let's do this. Yeah, ready.
Sure.
Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, yours are silent. Oh no, there you go. You like the cans because they make noise. I'm going to pour this into my Spock glass.
Mine's going into my Silver Spark Squadron glass.
Nice.
So here we go. Ready?
Which is available.
Or I dump it down myself. One of the two. Why put it in the glass? Why
I
put it
missed
in the
that.
glass when you can wear it?
I am going to have to watch that in rerun because I missed it. I was pouring my own. I hope. Did it go all over you?
Yes, of course.
Oh, good. Oh, I got to watch that.
But the good
I
news
will
is
watch
the
that.
dog is here, so they're taking care of it.
You're going to have a tipsy dog as well as a tipsy toaster.
Woo, I'm going to smell like dark cherry apple all night, which isn't a bad thing, to tell you the truth.
Oh,
It's not-
yeah.
It smells pretty good. Cinnamony.
Yeah, it does.
Cinnamony.
All right. Are you ready?
Hang on. Emptying my
Okay.
can.
All right.
In my glass and not on myself again. So let's look at the
Okay.
color.
Yes, look at the color.
Look at my face in there.
I got Spock on mine. Spock is analyzing this. Okay,
See
enough.
my face through it.
Yeah, that's weird.
That is weird.
That's too
Or I
weird.
dump it down myself again.
Well, actually, it covers up that strange, I don't know, face
Yes.
thing you got going on
That's
your...
because I've been exiled here for almost a month.
Oh,
So
boy.
I am getting
Yeah.
I'm getting unexiled here on Monday. So my
Okay. Well,
reign
Rob-
of terror against these poor guys at this outpost is over.
Okay. Well, Rob says, where can one get a Silver Spark glass? We'll talk about that later.
Oh, yeah.
All great things come in metal, especially if it's chrome. And Mediocre Modeler is on. Angry Orchard is designed not to short-circuit Cylons. Well, at least not externally.
Actually, it polished up the armor down there pretty good. So it ate off some of the rust. All right. So as we always say, thank you. We always appreciate the fans, and this is what we do the show for. We do the show for fans and the fandoms, people who create the fandoms, people who support the fandoms, and every once in a while an actor or two. But you guys are amazing, and the people who keep the fandoms going, no matter how long ago they were. Those people are amazing as well. So this is to the fans, and as we always say, Pete,
Fans fuel the fleet, guys.
Fans fuel
Thank
the
you very
fleet.
much. Ooh, that's good. Oh, I like that. I like it very much. Thank you, Fran.
that's really good.
Thank you very much. I have a message. This just came in, Chris. Jeff Walters is reporting that Triple T just let you know the Imperious leader is extremely happy on how you took care of Bubbles' waste papers.
Yeah, you wouldn't understand how much waste paper I've seen in the last couple of weeks. If you only knew.
Shred it all.
Yep,
Just
you only
all
knew.
goes into the shredder.
All right, hang on for a second.
Everybody.
Hang on for a second. I got to get him set up. So
Okay, so John 1 is
John's there. John's there. We can talk to John if you want.
John is here. That's right.
Yeah,
He is
we can
here.
talk to John. I got to just set up his. Hang on, John. Let me turn your audio on.
All right, stand by
there.
1 second there.
There's John.
John 1. Okay.
And
All right, cool.
Go ahead, John.
John, you got some good stuff going on.
Hey guys, how are you?
All right, cool.
Yeah, good. How are you, John? It's nice to see you.
Pretty good. Hanging in there.
Cool. All right, what do you got for us, man?
Hold on.
Well, we got some news for some upcoming movies and shows. Disney Plus will be developing an Indiana Jones series for
What?
Disney Plus television. Yeah.
Whoa. What? Indiana Jones?
Yeah, it's going to be Indiana
Didn't they
Jones
do that
series
already?
for TV.
They did that already. It was the Young Indiana.
Yeah, actually, they did that. Actually, 30 years ago, they did the Young Indiana Jones. Remember that?
Yeah, it wasn't that good.
Nah.
Yeah, Indiana Jones is looking pretty rough in that picture.
Oh yeah. He's going to be doing that's just from his Indiana Jones 5 movie. So
Woo!
I
He's
guess
looking a
Disney
little
wants to
rough
keep
there.
the series, the Milk Cow, going.
Oh, yeah, of course.
The series should tie in with Indiana Jones 5. That's going to come out on June 30th, 2023.
Yeah,
That's if he,
5.
Harrison Ford's still around. If he doesn't crash another plane.
That's right. He did crash a plane a while back.
Yeah.
Yeah, they catch an old was a fighter, right? It was an old World War II fighter he had.
Something,
Nice
yeah.
plane too. Yeah. Harrison Ford also signed on to take William Hurt's place as Thunderbolt Ross on MCU. He was a general that was in Iron Man and the Avengers and Captain America. So he's going to be taking his place as a new Thunderbolt, and that's going to go into another like the Thunderbolts, and you won't see Harrison Ford till 2024 in Captain America's New World Order. So
What?
Thunderbolt Ross turns into the Red Hulk for all you
This
comic
one?
book fans. Yeah, that's going to be him.
He does look a little bit like Harrison
guess-
Ford.
Yeah,
That's going to be the summer of Hulk. Yeah, Thunderbolt Ross actually turns into a Hulk. So
Oh, boy.
that's going to be like stage 5 for the MCU. So we'll see. Also, Disney has announced again. It has begun production for the Acolyte, Star Wars Acolyte. I'm looking forward to that series. The stars are already out. This is going to be a new brand for Star Wars because it's going to be shot like 200 years before Skywalker and Darth Vader. That's when the end of the High Republic, and it's going to be the rise of the Sith. So looking forward to that.
We came close, John. We were very close to getting one of the acolytes on the show. And there was a recast. We were very close. So fingers crossed that we can get there again.
Hopefully. We'll work on it. And let's see. I'm looking forward to it. As I said previously, he's alive, dead again. Vision will be getting another series for Disney Plus. That's going to be in production pretty soon. So I don't know how Vision is. If it's going to be good or not, but
I don't know. I can't see it.
Oh, Jesus.
Bump. Hey, I'll be here all week.
Boy.
Henry Cavill will be hanging up his sword and putting on his cape back on. The Witcher 3rd season is going to be his last, and Liam Hemsworth will take over the 4th season. I'd rather have
a lot of
Mads
uproar
Mikkelsen
about
play
this.
the Witcher.
There's been a lot of uproar.
We'll see. Yeah, I don't see Liam Hemsworth playing it. I see Mads Mikkelsen playing it, which he should have played it, but I don't know why it's going to him. So that might be the 4th and last season for The Witcher.
Yeah, I think so.
See how he does.
Everybody's going to drop it.
Come back to Superman, as you saw from the, I don't know if a spoiler from Black Adam, but Superman made an appearance, and that was Cavill. So going back to what he should be doing. So that should be good. And Netflix releases Troll on December 1st. It's a giant troll is on the loose in Scandinavia, and little people are trying to catch him. Scandinavians love their trolls for some reason. I don't know, but okay, I'll watch it. Why not? How bad can it be?
Yeah, right.
Hey, I lived through the Munsters on Netflix, so it's
Oh, you're a better man than me.
Don't go there. Yeah.
No way. No way. Gave up on it.
oh, I couldn't. I had to walk out. I couldn't watch the whole thing. Disney Pixar has another movie out soon, Strange World, about an alien, about a son trying to find his adventurous dad lost in the world. So it looks pretty funny. Big cast in it. So it should be coming out on movie theaters.
Sounds like the same thing that what Treasure Island, the son getting going to find the father, or that's a common theme on a lot of these.
Yeah, Disney has like really calling the market in those generational fear movies. You know, the family generations of trying to find their family and everything. But it sells, so it should be good. Coming out on November 23rd. That's the day before Thanksgiving. So that's good. That should be all right. Take the kids to see that. They behave.
That's a hint, right?
Oh,
Yes.
yes. I got it. He didn't get it.
Yeah.
SBO Westworld is canceled. Season 5 was his last season. That was a good series, but I guess HBO didn't want to go on with it. And also there was another season coming out to the last, which hasn't been out yet, Season 2 of Carnival Row, which is on Amazon.
Yeah.
So that's a steampunk Victorian series. It was quite good. It was a really good series. I liked it.
Oh, yeah.
It had Orlando Bloom, Cara Delevingne, a lot of other actors in it. And they would take place in a magical world. With centaurs and angels and fairies. It was good. So, but
it was
COVID
good.
really put the brakes on it. And that'll be coming out in February 17, 2023 on Amazon. Next, it's been a while, but Monsters and the Addams Family are going to be squaring off in the same series on Netflix. Tim Burton's Wednesday, which concentrates on Wednesday Addams as she attends a private school, and she tries to solve a murder mystery. So it looks pretty funny. Tim Burton's always good series guy.
Sounds like a cross between Riverdale and the Munsters.
So this should be good. It's a lot of good cameos. So that's coming out on November 23rd again on Netflix. So good. All the good series shows and movies are coming back before Thanksgiving again. That's back to normalcy.
Cool.
So upcoming comics for this month are Fantastic Four #1. Traveling to Mars. It's about the first man to go to Mars, and he was picked because he's terminally ill. So that might be a limited series.
Very limited series.
And Gospel. It's a historical fantasy set during King Henry VIII's time. The devil comes for a heroine, and she tries to fight him off. So that looks like a really good comic. I saw that in a comic book store. So
Okay.
I'll be reading that soon. And some upcoming cons are Tucson Con. Tucson, Arizona, November 10th to 13th. Clifton, New Jersey Comic Book Expo, November 13th. Clifton, New Jersey Anime. New York City, November 18th to 20th at the Jacob Javits Center. All you anime guys out there, it's coming.
Wow.
And Long Island Comic Book Expo, November 19th and 20th. And this one I'll be going to is the Long Island Who Con. Doctor Who, November 19th and 20th, next Saturday. So I'll be going out there to the Holtzville Hotel and trying to get some interviews and some people coming onto the show.
Whoa. Excellent. Excellent. I binge watched all of the last season and the 2 specials of Doctor Who, so I am totally caught up.
And I heard they're bringing out another Doctor Who. He's coming back before the new season. They have a special for him, right?
Yes.
I think
yes.
Really?
Was it 23rd Doctor?
David Tennant's coming back, man. And it's only like it's a limited run. He's only gonna. It's basically a stopgap, and then he regenerates into the new Doctor that's gonna take over. So, yeah, looking forward to it, man. So that's next weekend. Keep us posted. Take pictures, John. If I can't promise I can join, I probably won't be able to join you, but definitely keep us posted.
Okay. I'll
Cool.
take pictures.
Yes, sir. Thank you, John.
All right, guys.
Have a good one.
Have a
Take
good
care.
Outstanding. All right, cool. John, as usual, taking care of updates for us, and doing a lot of the bookings for us as well. So that's awesome. and we have in the wings, in the green room, as promised. We've talked about this a couple of shows before now, so we've been building up to this. Um, Gotham Cruisers, guys. Um, we have Doug Hines, who I met at New York Comic Con, and he's going to tell us all about, you know, putting some of these vehicles together, dream cars, right? And not to mention the robot from Lost in Space, B9, which he also builds and is fully licensed. So we're going to talk all about that, and looking forward to inviting him on. Chris, are we ready to bring Doug on?
Oh, we're always ready to bring somebody on. Hang on.
All right.
Uno momento, por favore.
I
We'll get
think
that going.
it's time to
Here
bring
we
on
go.
Doug. Doug from Gotham Cruisers. Doug, welcome to IFB.
How you doing?
Great.
Good. Thanks for coming on the show. I had the pleasure of meeting you at New York Comic Con, and you know, you mentioned the B9 robot from Lost in Space, and you also mentioned the Gotham Cruisers. We're going to pull up some pictures, and so tell us about, you know, your passion. Tell us about what you do.
Sure. I started years ago doing the cruisers. I wanted a 66 and Adam West Gotham Cruiser. I bought a kit from someone that no longer makes them. I ended up building the car to the point of being able to pull some tooling off of it, and then starting to create kits for other people. And I thought, well, that will just basically fuel. It'll pay for my car when I build a complete finished 66 Cruiser. And it's been literally 20 years, and I still do not have a car. So,
Oh my gosh.
Oh, man.
we've made quite a few kits for people, and now we're doing the '89 Cruiser as well, and we're doing full finished builds, examples of the '89 with the sim-fired machine guns coming out of the fenders, and a flamethrower, and air ride, air conditioning. You know, every bell and whistle you can put on a crazy car.
Wow.
Night vision cameras, and so you can see who's coming up on your left or your right. So that's been the springboard. Was the '66 that I never finished for myself.
Oh, boy.
And then
How far out are you?
I'm sorry.
How far out are you from finishing it?
Oh, it honestly, every time I make a kit for myself, we end up selling it. So never, probably never have one for myself. So, and I'm getting to the point where it's a time and money. You know, when we have the time, we don't have the money, and vice versa. So I kind of have to live vicariously through every customer that we sell things to, which is fine. So everything we turn out, I get a chance to drive and have some fun with it. And we vet it a little bit before it leaves the building. But and just a few years ago, we started doing. We got the licensing rights for the B9 robot from Lost in Space. We're real excited about that too. We're doing that, and that's been a lot of fun to do to build the full scale robots.
Doug, how long does it take first to do let's say, for example, the 66 Gotham Cruiser versus a B9, you know, from the bottom up? What's the time difference?
Sure. Now, the 66, we don't do full finished cars. There's one on my website that I did for a customer years and years ago. But there is a gentleman that I know, a good friend of mine, that has a business, and he has the rights to build the 66 full finished cars, and so we just do rollers or kits. It takes about a month to build a kit. We're
Wow.
now first month or so in 2023 to finish a 66 kit. The '89 full finished car, you know, a year, 18 months. It just depends on how much we've got going on. And I've got a very small crew. but a very good crew, and we've got some fantastic mechanics that we work with locally. They're the tops. They're the best, and so it just depends. We've got quite a few in queue right now. We're working on a Tesla powered '89.
Ooh.
So we think that's the first one of its kind.
Wow.
That's unique.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Doug, you have some greetings from Down Under, from Baz Arm, who's also a builder. He's working on a one-to-one scale Viper from the reimagined Battlestar Galactica, and a major labor of love. He's got his own social media followers, also a friend supporter of IFB, and we've had a great interview with him. He says he wishes his best, but he also wanted to say, his question is, are you going to build a more modern Tumbler?
I'd be willing to talk to somebody about that if they're interested. Everything on that thing, and I almost don't want to call it a car because it's more like a tank. It's total custom. I mean, it's everything, suspension-wise, drivetrain. It's all just hugely fabricate. So, yeah, I'd love to talk to somebody, but the price with steel and everything going up, it would be an expensive build.
Gotcha.
But, yeah, we'd love to
Mediocre,
talk to somebody.
Mediocre Modeler, who's also part of our team here at IFB, Doug, has his own following. He is a modeler extraordinaire, in my opinion, has a couple of shows that he does. He asks, are they custom frames, or are you using an existing vehicle frame on the 66 and 89?
Right. If we do a roller for somebody, so we'll mount the 66 body on a chassis. Forever, since the 70s, early 80s, when people started building these things, they've been using Lincoln Continentals, like
Oh, wow.
1970, 73 to 79. They're getting a bit scarce to find, but they're the correct wheelbase. For the 89s, we use a GM chassis from 91 to 96, and then we have to stretch the chassis to a 140-inch wheelbase.
Wow.
But track great, and we can still buy all the parts and bushings and bearings, and there were so many of those cars made in the 90s. Luckily, we can still get parts for all those.
Wow. Jeff Walters, who is another great supporter of Interfleet Broadcasting, very, very talented individual in his own right. He has a comment here. He says, so glad no one was hurt or injured and you guys were able to recover from the tornado. I have been a long time extreme fan of what you guys do. Thanks for coming on to the show here.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it came within an eighth mile of our shop, so it was very close.
Wow.
Because our original mechanics shop got leveled, so we had some there. Yeah, it was quite a mess.
Wow. Baz again from Down Under says, I've seen people build Porsches and Ferraris on Volkswagen chassis.
Yes, and the latest thing now, I'm like the Gullwing coupes. The Mercedes, they're building them on the two-seater little SLRs. I think they're called, the little Mercedes, because it's the same wheelbase. So yeah, it's amazing what the ingenuity that people come up with to find a donor car, as we call it.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I was privileged enough to see one of your B9s at Comic-Con at the Meet TV that was set up where we met, and I actually got a chance to ask you a couple of questions because I mean, as a kid when you're watching Lost in Space, you don't have a sense of scale. So when I saw it, I was like, okay, obviously I'm not 7 or 8 anymore, but I didn't know I didn't know if what I was looking at was actually made to the specs to the original, and you told me that it was. So it was kind of interesting. So can you elaborate on it?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned like you don't really realize how big or how small something is because we have one perspective of seeing it on for me, all the reruns throughout the years. I was talking with Bill Mooney at a show years ago, and he said, when I did the show, I was looking at its chest because that's how tall I was. It's a whole different perspective when you're standing leaning against it now at a show. But yeah, we've taken a lot of time and really worked with some people to make the most accurate one that we can possibly do, and really a lot of the parts are truly cleaner than they were in the 60s as far as, because you can see on the high def stuff that the torso itself has, my gosh, it has holes in it that's been patched, and it's just been through the middle. The thing tipped over before, and the original Hero robot that Bob May was in, it just got beat to death. So, but we have really taken a lot of effort to make everything look. Second and third season is what I focused in on. First season, the paint scheme was different. The legs were different. My second and third season legs, I sculpted those, and they look like squished rubber legs for a reason, because in second and third season, everything was kind of settled down, and the robot was about 6'2", 6'3", from head to tail, because Guy Williams could stand right beside it, and it was basically the same height, and that's how tall he was, apparently. So, but yeah, we've sought out different parts manufacturers, different guys making things that are the most accurate things, like the claws and things that are, it's kind of crazy, but we've really taken it to as much as we can to get it as accurate as possible.
Doug, correct me if I'm wrong now. So the original B9 had an actual person inside.
It did.
So, okay, so now the B9 you create, what fills it in? It's obviously not hollow inside.
Correct. We do not make a costume. Ours is static display, but it is posable. It rotates at the waist if you rotate it. Nothing is, at our price point, we don't have any servos running anything. You can rotate the claws. You can open and close the claws if you want to pose it differently. Sometimes the claws were open when he was standing there. It rotates at the waist. You can push it. It is on real rubber tread. And it's made of aluminum. It's made of fiberglass. Of course, the acrylic bubble and brain is all metal, and that stuff came from tracings from the original when they restored. I think it was the background robot, because they made two side by side. They made the Hero costume that Bob was in, and then they made one that was a lot more statue. It was more static. That's the one when you see it floating in space. That's the background robot, they call it. And it had taller legs. Well, we went with the shorter Hero look, the squished leg look that you see Bob in when they're all interacting with the robot. That's the look that we wanted to capture. So
that's interesting. So obviously, these are I venture to say, first of all, there's no kits, right? I mean, this thing is, you sell them complete. This is how you sell them, correct?
Right. We're licensed to sell full finished, complete B9s, 1-to-1 scale, and so we sell a complete finished, and the power pack, like the original one, you that's how you turn the robot on. You have to plug the power pack in, and it turns the robot on. And there's switches to make the sensors rotate, or they don't. The crown and the top of the head turns. Again, you can turn that on and off. It has 45 minutes of Dick Tufo the chest firing the neon. I think about every 6 lines it's Danger Will Robinson. and that you can have it talk or not talk. And there's also a mechanized sound that we have put, and that was in first season, so you can have that just standing there all lit up and blinking, and you can have the mechanized sound even going or not going. So there's a separate switch for that as well.
That's really, really cool. And I can attest to that because I actually saw it in person. Very, very cool. So, Doug, the impression that I'm getting, and again, you'll clarify. Don't like the original blueprints exist somewhere of the original B9 or no?
Yeah, they do. They somehow got out of Fox Studio, and early on I had sets, but it's funny how they some of the drawings they've just they changed. So some of the blueprints that are still floating around out there, they're just different than what the finished robot was. There's a great composite blueprint that I have hanging up in my office, signed by Bob May years ago, because he passed quite a while ago, and he was a great guy. The actor that was inside the suit was absolutely just the best guy. He was such a fan favorite, and we loved him. Bob was the best. But that blueprint is really cool because it shows basically a person inside a drawing, and then it has like basically everything is transparent, so you can see the actor that's inside. How he would stand inside the costume. It's a neat blueprint. But yeah, there are blueprints out there.
Cool. Doug, I'm getting a bunch of requests for some other some questions, and actually there's a couple of requests on costs. Are you open to pricing some of these, the kits and the B9?
Absolutely, sure. Yeah, the B9 full finished is $18,500, and that's complete. And if you live in the U.S., we will deliver it to your door and set it up for you. We just ask that you pay for fee, which is kind of expensive right now, but that helps us out. But yeah, we shipped one to California. It was disastrous. We had to then send parts to fix what they broke. So we are now literally loading them in a van and delivering them. When we did our prototype robot, we drove it out to Hollywood to Kevin Burns' office because he got the first prototype, and that's who I obtained the rights from. And it's to this day. Kevin unfortunately passed not too long ago, but the robot is still, I think, in his front lobby of his office.
Oh wow! So the question from a mediocre modeler is: are they custom frames, or are you using an existing vehicle frame on the 66 and 89?
If somebody would want a rolling chassis 66, we would try to source out a Lincoln, because we can use the complete floor pan to weld from, and Ford's already designed it. They've done all the hard work. So, and again, you can still get bushings and bearings for those. The 89s, we use the GM chassis 1991 to 96, and we can still find those as well. But so those are, or if you'd want total custom, some guys do Corvettes like C4 chassis. We can do that as well. It all has to be stretched, but we can do that as well.
Interesting. Paul Rotter's with us. Paul, thank you very much for joining. He is one of the founders of the Colonial Warriors Facebook group, amongst many other groups. He's also Commander Kane from the original Battlestar Galactica. He cosplays him, and he's well known in all the circles, sci-fi circles. He's watching with us, a big supporter, good friend of ours. He said he's asking here if you also manufacture the 95 Gotham Cruiser.
We do not. 89 is right now is basically as new as we get. Yeah, I think that would be that's either the Clooney or the Kilmer. I can't remember which one. But no, after '89, again, love to talk to somebody about a tumbler. Um, but right now, '89 is pretty much, as far as full finished vehicles, the '89 is what we're doing.
Interesting. And another from a follow up from Baz from Australia. Are you getting into composite materials, carbon fiber, aluminum fiberglass, etc., for some of the work?
On the robot, absolutely, we're doing castable urethane for like the claws, small parts, the ear sensors, so they're very lightweight, so the little micro motors don't have any problems. Aluminum tread sections we're doing, they're all laser cut and jig welded, vac formed side plates. The torsos are fiberglass. We're a fiberglass shop, so torsos are glass, the legs are fiberglass, and so it's very sturdy. Uh, we don't need internal structure to hold it up because every component from the tread section up supports itself, and it's very, very stout. Not super heavy, but just very strong.
Interesting. A follow up from Jeff Walters. Would love to be able to buy a body kit of the new Ben Affleck Bat vehicle. I just paid close to $5,000 for the wheels and rims.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Like the newer stuff, we haven't even looked into any of that stuff yet.
it's incredible. Fran Severn. Fran, thank you so much for joining us live. And here's to you. Thanks for taking care of our beverages tonight. Also, cost on the 66 and 89 Batmobile. Did I ask you that already? I don't recall.
Did, and I got
Yes.
the 66 kit is $10,000, and the 89 is 11,000.
Excellent. And Doug, I mean, I'm reading them as they come up. A lot of interest. Have you considered doing other robots like Twiki from Buck Rogers?
I tell you, the Maria from Metropolis intrigues me. So, and
Oh,
I know
okay.
there's that would be one that I would love to do. Again, would love to pursue rights for that. Would love to build Robbie's. I don't know if the licensing is up for grabs on that right now. I don't know. But Robbie's, actually Robbie and the B9, same designer, believe it or
Huh,
not.
interesting. Oh, wow. And now Jeff also brought this up, which is close to our hearts, Doug. Uh, would you entertain making a Cylon Raider? And Rob Baum wants to know, what about a Cylon?
Yeah, again, I know over the years people have done costumes and so kind of like the stormtrooper type stuff that you could put on. At this time, no. I think it would be neat. I'd love to see that stuff, but haven't really researched it. I was a big fan of Battlestar, the original Battlestar, and oddly enough, I don't know if you probably know this because you're a big Battlestar fan, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The I'm not going to say the correct one, but the Supreme Commander, it's running all the Cylons, has a Lost in Space tie-in. That was the voice of Jonathan Harris, which
Oh,
was Dr.
absolutely.
Smith.
Yep.
So
Lucifer.
just kind of fun factoid.
Yep, Lucifer, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we are familiar with some of your TV debuting, and we saw the episode that you were on, and we had one of your good colleagues come on the show, and so we were told that you are a friend of, affiliated, associated with an individual who actually can do the voice of Dr. Smith.
I've not met him yet, but apparently there is a man out there that does a spot-on impression. I mean, spot on. I have seen him on I think it was YouTube, but I've not been to a show yet with him. So, but yes, and yeah, that show was a lot of fun to do. It's amazing how they put together a TV show. For me, that was kind of fascinating how it all plays out.
Oh yeah, and we enjoyed it. I obviously watched it, and we Chris and I got a chance to talk about it. We definitely enjoyed that. So, what is in not so much just the future, because the present, but the future, right? So we've covered a lot of where you're at and what you're doing, but where do you go now from here?
Yeah, I would like to pursue some different vehicles, not so much cruiser related, just different kit car stuff in general. But honestly, the older I get, I kind of enjoy cleaner work, and the robot stuff is cleaner than getting down and dirty with a whole bunch of fiberglass and cutting and grinding. So I would love to pursue some different robots down the road to see if I can get licensing for things and larger models, different things. Irwin Allen properties, I'd love to pursue that. So who knows? In the future, everything might go smaller scale. I have to say that I'm very envious of model builders. And I jokingly say to people, it's like my eyesight's getting bad as I get old, so it's like I've got to go 1-to-1 scale. So that's how I have to build models now. So
two questions, Doug. One of them is, could you tell us a little bit about the trials and tribulations of getting a license, and then could you tell us or share with us what's on your short list of robots in your ideal world that you would actually pursue building?
Sure. Licensing wise, I was very fortunate. No one at the time had the B9 licensing. I ended up getting a meeting in California with Kevin that it was in charge for the Irwin Allen estate to do the licensing. So I met with him, and we just talked about it. I showed pictures of all my work over the years of making the different B9s for myself, and literally it was he liked what he saw. We talked. It was fun. He was a big model guy, big Aurora monster guy, and model kit guy. So we kind of had a little bit of connection with just the classic stuff from the '60s. He was really into, and he was very, very pleasantly surprised at our price point, what I could deliver for him as the prototype when we delivered it. And here's again a fun thing that happened to us when we delivered the robot out to California to his office that day. Bill Mooney, Angela Cartwright were in his office looking at a film, some outtakes and stuff from the new Lost in Space show. So we had a chance, and I'd met them years ago at shows, but it was fun to have not standing at a table, holding your $30 to get an autograph. It was great to just be in that office and talk with them. That was a lot of fun. So that was a perk for us when we delivered it. We got a chance to meet two of the original cast members.
That's cool.
Very, very
that
cool.
Was fun.
And Doug, what about that short list in that perfect world? What would be, say, your top 3 robots that if you could make, get the license for? What would they be? I mean, you mentioned a couple, but beyond, what do you think would be like a reach if you could have? What would it be?
Of course, Robbie would be that's he's right up there for me. The B9 is so iconic. Maria, would definitely be one, and probably there's some different. Actually, I've seen larger scale toy robots that fans and people have made. I would love to make a Robbie car. If you remember from the movie, that would be fun to do a driving vehicle. So, but I would say probably the biggies, and also some other Irwin Allen projects as far as models or studio scale size models. I would love that would be on the list too to pursue that.
Cool. One of our really big supporters, our unofficial fact checker, Rob Baum, wants to know, what about a Terminator endoskeleton? Is that in your wheelhouse?
Yeah, probably not. I mean, that's been done. I think I know for a fact it has been licensed and has been out there. So probably not. Although it's very cool, I'd love to own one, but probably would not want to make them.
Gotcha. Doug, tell us where can any interested party pursue their dream of owning any of the items you mentioned?
Sure. We've got a website called Gotham Cruisers. So it's gothamcruisers.com, all one word. And the phone number there is one you can text me directly from the cell phone number that's on there. It's the shop number and my cell number, and I can be happy to talk time frame, availability, and pricing, and what all comes with the kit. Or if somebody wants to step up to do a full build, 89 would love to send lots of pictures and video of machine guns firing and flamethrowers going. We do a sim fired 30 cal machine gun, which is wild. Muzzle flash comes out of the barrel, and it's got the same cadence, and it's very loud. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, wow!
Very, very, very cool. I would be. I have to mention this. This came up a couple of times in the chat, Doug, and that is the robots from Silent Running. You should take a consideration. I got a lot of comments for that. Yeah, they are kind of cool, but for whatever that's worth.
I would say the black hole.
The black hole, yes, which Rob mentioned.
Black hole would be cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Doug, you're going to be doing some conventions. Is that correct?
Don't have anything lined up. We're hoping to do more. The New York City Comic Con kind of popped up, and we had an opportunity to bring the robot and do that. And I have to say that working with the MeTV people was a joy. They are just the nicest folks, and it was so fun. And of course, Marta Kristen was there signing autographs. So again, an original cast member from Lost in Space, and she's a sweetheart, and that was a lot of fun. So there was a lot of photos taken with her and the B9. So it was my job to step in after that and straighten claws up and rotate the torso. So I was the robot keeper for the day. So that was my job.
Doug, I wanted to also let you know that I have been a convention goer since 1977. So I am quite the veteran when it comes to attending these types of shows. And a definite highlight for my experience at New York Comic Con this year was you guys and the effort that you put in, and of course Marta being there, and MeTV sponsoring, giving out the 8x10s, and then giving everybody a chance to meet Marta and do the interview. Well, we did an interview at least, but getting her autograph and saying a few words with her was definitely goes down into my highlight book for experiences at a convention. So I want you to know that. Thank you for doing it. Thank you for taking the time out. I am a big fan of Lost in Space. Obviously grew up with it. Chris, of course, as well, and a lot of our audience as well. They all love Lost in Space, and of course, the Batman franchise. So, Doug, thank you very, very much for doing all that and taking the time out to come on the show. When I spoke to you, you were, very, very open and friendly, and you said, no problem. Definitely want to come on and talk with you guys. And I just want to let you know that we really, really appreciate you coming on. And, it was nice meeting you. And we have an open door policy for our guests like you. Anything coming up, please come back. Please let us know. We would love to have you come back.
Yeah, I think it's terrific, the things that you do to keep the fandom alive for, the Gotham Cruisers and the B9 robots. And then, I mean, that speaks volumes. That's a really big step for some people. Some people are like fans, like, yeah, I would like to have that or have the toys. But I believe that you've really you made it possible for those people to live out their dreams in regards to owning something like this, or in regards to seeing something as big as this, or seeing something actual. I really must give it to you. That's amazing. Really great work, and keep it up. I mean, that's how you keep those fandoms alive. Otherwise, they go to the wayside and die away. So, but what you're doing is amazing work.
Well, thank you guys very much, and thanks for letting me hang out with you guys tonight. It's been a lot of fun, and again, I'm so glad that Pete, you could see it in person and just to get a feel for it. And but yeah, it's completely different when, like you said, when people see it, it's like it's either, gosh, I thought it was bigger, or it should be smaller. But it's
it looked bigger on tape. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Doug, before you go, let me just squeeze one last thing in. Jeff Walters is a really, really good supporter of ours. Consider him a good friend of ours as well. He's with us live, and he put up a quick last question. He wants to know what comes in the '89 kit. Are you able to answer that?
Sure. Be happy to rattle it off. It's a one-piece body. It's a canopy, trunk lid, 2 Top Gun doors, 2 side weapons doors, 2 lower front bumperettes, and a nose cone. That's the basic kit.
Well, basic? That means that there's an advanced kit.
We sell other parts like the turkey feather or the rocket exhaust. We sell that. We sell side air intake cones, the 4 metal exhaust tips. So we can make some other parts, but that's the basic kit. That's all the fiberglass you need to start is right there.
Fantastic. Doug, thank you very, very much. Much appreciated. And again, please keep us in mind if you have anything else that's coming up that you want to share with us. You feel free to contact us and you pop in. We'd love to have you.
I will. Thank you so much again, guys. You have a good night.
Yep. Take care. Thanks a lot.
You too. Take care, Doug. Thanks again. All right. So, man, very, very cool. And I much appreciate Gotham Cruisers and Doug Hines for coming on.
Oh, my gosh. Hey, we missed this. Hang on. I got to show this.
What do you got? What is it? Put it up.
Hang on.
All right. Because I'm glad. Whoa, yeah. Oh, that's cool. Oh, look at that. Yeah. No, I'm glad I got a chance to thank him for doing everything he did at the con, because it really made a difference for me. It was Thursday when I met them, and it started off the con, with a bang, so to speak. I mean, no pun intended. It's watching this particular cruiser go at it, which is very cool. But yeah, the guys are really, really cool. Doug is approachable, and I was pleasantly surprised at his openness and professionalism, and so glad that he was able to come on the show. Thank you very much, guys, from Gotham Cruisers and Doug Hines for coming on to IFB. Everybody, that is watching us, thank you for joining us on the IFB Interfleet Broadcasting. We've grown tremendously, which basically, Chris, is kind of the MO.
Yeah.
Once we go to cons and we put up stuff, we do, the conventions, we tend to pick up a fair
number of
amount
people,
of, and that happened for us out of the New York Comic Con. So thank you, everybody. Obviously, there's a lot that are going to watch this in rerun around the world. Thank you very much. And so you know where to get the Gotham Cruiser and the B9 robots if you want them.
He would be on speed dial if I had won on that. If they had picked the right numbers for the Powerball drawing, I think they goofed up. I did have the winning numbers, but they did not pick them. Yeah, they did not pick them. I don't know why they didn't pick the winning numbers, but somebody else got it. So
correct. Yeah.
Somebody in California picked that one. But he would have been on my speed dial right then and there. I'd been like, heck yeah, I'm going to have a robot, and I'm going to have a robot, and I'm going to have a cruiser.
Mediocre Bottler says, would love to have that Batmobile in traffic, just pop the guns up and someone cuts you off.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Oh, Rob Baum says, Chris missed it by that much.
Yeah, by that much.
So, Chris, let's. I've been dying to do this. I've been dying to announce the fact that we have a set date for our marathon. So we're gonna have a marathon episode, and before Chris says anything else, it's 6 hours. 6 hours.
12? What did you say? 12 hours?
No, 6. See, I knew that's why I said it. 6. It's on the record. A video. Watch the videotape. 6 hours. 6
hours.
6. And it's
600 hours.
January 6th of 2023. It is a Friday, guys. We will start broadcasting at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and we will go to midnight on that Friday.
Would you say 6 a.m.?
No, 6 p.m. to
6
a.m.
a.m.?
midnight. No.
No. That's right.
And we have confirmation that our good friend and supporter, fellow producer here with us, Mediocre Modeler, is going to be doing a simulcast interview. So he's going to be interviewing us on our show, simultaneously his show, at some point during the marathon. So details to be determined and announced when we get closer. So that's something interesting. He has a full lineup of questions and a few surprises. He's going to throw in some monkey wrenches during the interview. I think we're going to have a fun time.
Oh yeah.
Remember that we are accommodating. The date was thought we mulled it over, and we now, I believe, have been able to open it up so that some of our esteemed guests and also supporters, teammates will be able to join us, including Fran. I think now that opens it up, Fran, for you to be able to come in. So we're gonna have an all-star cast come in and drop in. Everybody from our team, the regular team. So Tiny Bean and John One, of course, will be regulars on this. People, celebrities like Fran Severn will be on, and we'll be calling up like Paul Rotter, and of course Rob Baum's going to get a chance to come on, our unofficial fact checker, a big supporter. Glad that we'll be able to have all these guys come on, even though it's just a small cameo. We're going to have everybody on. We're going to bring on guests. We're going to reach out to Mr. Eric Larson to come back and stop in for a little bit, and reaching out to, of course, a lot of our past guests, which of course includes Sean Shallows and all the others. You know who you are, guys. We'll be reaching out to you soon so we can set up the lineup. We're going to have a great time. It's our New Year's show, and it's 6 hours, and I think we're going to have a really, really fun time. Chris, let's not forget that we were promoting Christmas holiday songs Christmas
Yes,
songs.
we still have to advertise that
Yeah.
piece of it. Yeah,
That's right. So
that'll be coming
let's
out.
not
So
forget that.
we'll have a holiday song contest to see which one comes out to be best. It's a sci-fi, pop culture related, Weird Al Yankovic style song.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Minus Madonna, unfortunately. So
Clean, please,
Yeah.
because we will be singing some of them on the online. So
Oh yeah, we're definitely singing them online. So, yeah,
there we go.
online.
So-
Keep it clean because it'll be
Yes.
online. It'll be live, and we're gonna have. I intend to have a good time with it, guys.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. We've never done anything like this, and we're changing it for a Friday so that we can hopefully maximize attendance, being that it's gonna be
Yeah,
a
it's,
6-hour show. People can
Yeah,
pop
we
in
don't want
and
to.
pop out.
Nobody
on
wants to
Friday.
stay. Nobody wants to stay up till midnight on a Thursday night and go to work the next day.
Exactly. So I think we'll have a lot of fun with that.
Meaning us.
Yes, exactly. A good drinking
meaning
night. Yes,
us.
Paul. Absolutely. Yes. And everybody else.
It's that day job crap that we have to do. Once again, if it wasn't for eating,
Yeah.
living indoors, and that kind of thing, I'd quit my job in a heartbeat. But unfortunately, I do like to eat and live indoors.
That's right. So Chris, I showed this a year ago, and it's in your favorite state of disrepair. But this is
That's perfect.
The
It's beautiful.
Viper.
No,
It's
that's the
Viper
perfect.
that's
That
not
is
built yet.
that is the correct assembly of the Viper. It has been destroyed by Silent Raider, so that is the.
So,
it is fully
Chris,
assembled.
Yes.
Right there. That is fully assembled.
It will
You just
be.
actually undo it and just throw it up in the air.
No.
Yeah, and that would that'll show you exactly what it looks like when it gets destroyed.
No, Chris, this will be assembled, and it will be. I will have it to show.
You ought to just do
Al,
a time lapse of that one. So
that would be fun, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Our friend Al. Here it is, guys. Here it is, Al. I got it. So I'm going to put that over to the shelf, and that will be built. I did get this, guys. I saw this, and it took me about all of 5 minutes to decide to get this, and I'm glad that I did. And this is the Hollywood auction from 2003. And
man, I
obviously-
wish I knew about that when I had
Yeah.
money.
Yes. Oh
And then
boy.
there's
Oh,
a couple of pictures there.
check it out, guys. Isn't that's insane? It's multiple pages, by the way.
You could have owned Twiggy.
Yes, you could own him. So we were talking about, so the catalog, guys, which we're gonna share a couple of pages every episode now till we exhaust all the pages. I'm gonna tell you exactly. Let's see, how many Battlestar Galactica pages of goods were auctioned. So it begins. Let's see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh boy. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 pages of Battlestar Galactica props that were auctioned off in the book. And so this is the catalog for that auction that took place in July 31st, 2003 at 1 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And I have 2 of the pages up, and I'm going to divulge, I guess, 2 pages every episode going forward. And it actually covers 78 all the way in and 1980, right? So 1978 and 1980 are in here. And Paul says that he owns some of the Cubits. Excellent. And of course, Rob, bitty wall mount insignia. Wow, imagine that.
This one down here on the right hand side, bottom right. I'd love to have that thing. That's the full size.
That's the full size. Yeah, that's the full size.
I have somebody was asking earlier, where do you get the glasses? Nerd Degree Burns is the company that I got the glass from for in regards to the Silver Spar Squadron, but I had them make a copy of that bottom right one. Not full size, but walls, just a 8x10 in acrylic. But that thing's huge.
Well, that particular page that you guys are looking at, I specifically selected it because the picture of the drinking glasses, Tipsy Toaster is a big collector of.
I have a big collection of the
yeah.
drinking glass, not the actual ones at the show, but I know what they used for the show, so I grabbed some of those. Those are cool.
Oh, the
barbells.
These that were supposedly used on the show, they were expecting to get between $300 and $500 for the pair.
Ugh.
Yeah. So very cool.
Yeah.
Medical kit. You guys can make out that's the medical kit.
Yep.
In the center, towards the left there, and that was expected to get $800 to $1,200.
This
Unfortunately,
is what year?
This is from 2003.
So
now
it's
we don't
2003
know.
bucks. That's probably
It's
add an
more.
extra $100 to $200 to that.
Yeah, and we don't know what they actually went for, so we're gonna have to do a little research to find
I'd love
out.
to find out who bought the
how
darn
much.
things.
Yeah, no kidding.
Can I see them?
Oh, imagine.
Yeah. There's the next
Jeff,
page.
did you get any of the Ovions or the Imperious Leader from this auction? We want to know because they're in this
Inquiring
book.
minds want to know.
Yeah, in this catalog, they're selling a part of the the Imperious Leader. Oh, there's Vulpa. There's
Yeah.
Vulpa. So
The real.
was Chris?
Go ahead.
Yeah, the real Vulpa. Was Chris looking to buy Athena's uniform? I would imagine the answer would be yes, Rob. What's the highest price at the auction? Paul, I don't know. We're going to find
don't know.
out. Yeah, we're going to find out.
find
But
out.
that page, let's see. Let me
What
go
are
to
the
that
pictures
page with the picture's up. So there's original pre-production concept drawings for the Cylon
Wow.
fighter from Battlestar Galactica. 2 ink drawings, expected 800 to 1200. The Vulpa, 20 to 25,000. I imagine that went for more. 4 original comic art pages from the Galactica comic book series, $400 to $600. And
That's all?
the Cubits, yes,
Jeez.
yeah, that would have been worth getting.
Yep.
6, yeah. Oh, look, it says it includes Galactica number 4, page 6, Galactica number 10, page 6, Galactica number 14, page 1, and Galactica number 14, page 15. And the Cubits are 5 gold Cubits, each rectangular with a different design on the recto and verso, and plated gold, seen mainly in the gambling sequences, Starbuck and his card-playing companions. $300 to $500 for that. So, yeah, we got to figure out how to look up. I believe there's a way, and we're gonna, Paul says
We'll
I
have to
have
find out.
reproduced Cubits. Yes.
Yeah.
Viber looks perfect, but don't mention what happened to the human occupant. Was Chris looking? Yes. Let me see. Did Universal sell the items, or was it Larson? Who knows?
Yeah.
It doesn't really. I'd have to read more into this, but I don't know if it really says who the. I'm sure that when you purchase, it tells you who actually was selling this. I believe that all this stuff is in private collections. This is not from Universal. I was able to buy a piece of one of the explosive charges. Interesting, Jeff. Interesting. So I thought that was kind of cool, guys. I
That
jumped
is cool.
on this catalog. I'd never seen this catalog before. I'd seen images from other auctions, Chris,
Yeah.
that were out there. And somebody has those up somewhere, but I've never had this, and I got it for relatively very cheap. There's other stuff. There's other props in here. Buck Rogers stuff that we'll put up once we finish the Galactica, and a couple of Star Wars things, some Star Trek. Very, very cool. And then we'll see if we can find the actual values. Be kind of cool too.
Yeah, I think there's got to be a website out there that tells you how much they spent on it.
Yeah,
So-
I think that would be really cool to do that.
Yeah.
So we we definitely have other guests lined up, thanks to John 1. So stay tuned for that, guys, because we have a whole bunch of really cool authors like Frank DiStefano, and we're gonna have let's see. Oh, we have Schlock Websign, Gavin Chappelle, who does a lot of really cool stuff, and we have author Tim Mendes from the UK that'll be with us, and we're gonna then make our way into December, and we will have Professor DeWittiak, who is a Carl Kolchak expert, and I believe we have a couple of others lined up as well, and we'll share those with you. Chris went out on a hunt,
Oh, yes.
and he was looking.
So I went to my local comic book shop.
Yeah. Tell us about it, man.
Yeah, so I went to my local comic book shop and came across. So I always get specific. The ones I have a subscription for specific ones, but some ones I ran across, and I don't know if anybody's seen these before, but I hadn't seen this one. So this is I'm looking. I got to get the other two, but this one here is one of the first ones I got. Love the Last Starfighter. That was a great show, and they did a 3-issue limited series. And this one looks just like the show. It's Marvel, so it's number. This one's number 2. I got to find number 1 and 3 still, but I mean it's freaking cool. And then
Nice.
I came across this. This is the official comic adaptation of this spectacular new film. And then I was lucky enough to find this, which is I don't know if anybody's seen these before, but this was a Malibu Comics.
Yes.
Deep Space
Malibu.
Nine.
Yep. Hmm.
And this one's a limited edition, 2762 of 10,000. So this is a signed copy.
Way cool.
And of number 1, and includes the certificate of authenticity.
Very nice.
So that was
Cool.
kind of a cool find. And then, of course, I got my regulars. I mean, I've been following a number of them. I don't know if anybody ever watched The Expanse.
Oh, heck yeah. You kidding me?
so-
Great sci-fi.
So Boom has got some good comics out. This is another Expanse novel, or a comic book series. This is number 2 of 4. And I've always loved Firefly.
Yep.
So
All new.
Firefly, the all new Firefly. There's a bunch of Boom has done a bunch of Firefly comics, but the all new one is there. Oops, dropped that one. And then I was lucky enough to come across on that. So this was the 20th anniversary of Firefly number 1, which is really cool. So I'm a big Firefly guy, and these comics are really good. So that's kind of what I came across at my local comic book shop. Pete's grabbing something. What are you grabbing, Pete? Oh, by the way, here's the setup for this evening. Dun, dun, dun.
Very cool. By the way, Chris, where did you get that? I forgot to ask. What comic book store did you hit up?
The local one here is B&D. B, the ampersand, and D Comics.
Okay.
In Roanoke,
Okay.
Virginia. So
Okay.
that's my favorite place. And then somebody asked earlier about the glass. Here you go. This is the Nerd Degree Burns. B-U-R-N-Z.
Oh, very cool.
So
All right. I
you
Jeff,
can message them. They'll send you a glass. It's not in
my
it's
God.
not in the store right now.
So Jeff Walters shared that the Solonite charge I got one paid for $500, and then an additional $200 auction charges plus shipping. Jeff, you are powerful.
a good price.
And Ovion parts, I don't want to say how much I paid for them. Check this out. Dun, dun,
Mediocre
dun.
modeler. Yep.
Boom. Mediocre modeler. Hook this up. Oh, there we go. There we go. And and I am ready to blow up Cylons on Gamorrean.
No. Once again,
And
let's not go there.
There you go. Thank you,
there.
Mediocre Modeler. This is very, very cool. He made for us.
There actually was somebody had posted something in regards to the Ravishal Pulsaric Communications Array.
Well,
in one of the other groups.
I got something to show you, man. I got something to show you, courtesy of Rob Baum. Check this out. Da-da-da-da.
There you go.
There we go. Number 1.
Yep, I get number 1 and number 3 now. I didn't know they had a comic book, so that's kind of a fun connection.
There you go. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate you sharing that. That's very, very cool. Let me just check out. Did you send me something else? I'm not sure. It's kind of hard to keep up with all of this stuff. Okay, good. All right. Thanks, Rob. I did check it. Thank you. Appreciate it. All the items came from private collections. Yeah, just like I thought. Again, thank you guys for sharing all of your personal
here we go.
details and stuff. Very, very much appreciated.
Here we go. This is Nerd Degree Burns.
And another thank you to both of you. Okay, there you are. So tonight, Chris, we also have a couple. Well, we wanted to, in addition to covering, the usual, we do want to move ahead a little bit with our scrapbook, the official Battlestar Galactica scrapbook.
Yep.
Okay, this is my reader copy since it fell apart basically. It's, this is not even a library edition. No, it's not. I don't know what the heck happened to it, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. And what else do we have cooking? I believe we are going to make some other announcements. I was looking over at my shelf of goodies.
I'm finding my book right now because Pete had to send me pictures because I've been out here in the middle of nowhere.
On Arcta.
Yes.
I've been on Arcta. And so...
Growing my beard out so I can fit in with the clones.
Yeah.
Gotta fit in with the clones. The Theta series.
Yes.
I have to fit in with the Theta series.
That's right, the Theta series. So, right, everyone, we've been doing our own take, our own breakdown on the official Battlestar Galactica scrapbook. And I hope you guys are having a good time with that because I know we are. And we've reached this chapter, although not numbered, this chapter here, right? And
I wish I had my Echo device. The Weak and the Wicked. Almost sounds like The Young and the Restless. It's a soap opera. The Weak and the Wicked.
Jeff just put something up that I want to share with everyone on the air. It says if you're ever bidding in one of these auctions, make sure you realize there are auction fees and shipping.
Yes.
They charge you over anything that you would think of for these services. It's ridiculous.
Taxes, bidding fees, listing fees. Yeah, they throw a lot of money in there.
Oh, they do. There's a lot of extra. I've looked at some of these auctions before and been tempted a few times, but yeah, it's really incredibly expensive. So I don't know. It's let's see. I mean, some authenticators will note episode appearance, date of production, use, etc. Yep. Yeah, Rob, you're right. So
I have a number of different ones. Like I said, I have one of the mugs from Battlestar Galactica, the metal steins, and I have a number of things from one of my other favorite shows was Defiance. I have a number of things that I bought that was prop store certified from Defiance.
Right.
Never did the auctions though. Usually these are private sellers at this point. It's after the auction, somebody's selling it. But,
right.
So, Pete's got the book up.
Yeah. Just
Don't mind me.
This
You can't
is
see
how
me. Yeah.
this is how we go back and know where to, actually
Right.
put in our,
Our thing. So, tonight is the scrapbook, The Weak and the Wicked. So I like, this is of course going to be my favorite chapter but I disagree with the title.
I do not.
I totally disagree with the title. I mean, because, look, they put down in their thing and it says, hang on, I'm going to turn it this way. It makes it easier. So that's easy. Oh, that's not going to be easier. All right. Oh, there we go. So it says, in their struggle for survival, the colonials face a multitude of dangers. Some of these dangers are clear and obvious. Some are subtle, even unrecognizable to them, because they exist within their midst and grow out of the best of intentions. The space humans. Anyways, the space humans seek two things: the survival of the human race and freedom. They're evil enemies. Says who? It's your opinion buddy.
I say.
That's their opinion. They're
I say
evil
they're
enemies.
evil.
The Cylons seek to deny them one or the other. The weak or the selfish enemies within their own midst do not seek the same ends. Weak and selfish. I do not see a Cylon being weak or
They are weak
selfish.
and they are selfish. I
Yeah.
agree. And by the way, it starts with none other than the Imperious leader. And Chris, I don't know if you know.
You must raise a glass when you say Imperious leader. The Imperious leader. Hail, Imperious leader!
So
It's like a
interesting
Cylon
that-
drinking game.
Yeah. Okay. You drink on. It's interesting because it not only does it begin with the Imperious leader, it says it's trademarked,
Yeah.
and it says and the Cylons trademark.
And you look up the trademarks and they're no longer active.
Which is really, really odd.
Yes.
It really is.
No, they didn't reactivate. Plus TM is if you put TM beside something, it's not fully trademarked at that point. They're going to apply for it or they have applied for it.
Yes.
So Imperious Leader
Yes.
and the Cylons, neither Imperious Leader or Cylons is no longer trademarked by the way.
Is no longer trademarked. Yeah, so that's very interesting, and we want to also, for the sake of transparency and an information point, we have intimate knowledge on the process because we've done it ourselves.
Right.
So that's how we know. We know what it is because we actually
we've paid the money and done the work.
Yes, we own registered trademarks with the federal government. So, Interfleet Broadcasting is, of course, a registered trademark officially, and so is the Tipsy Toaster.
Yep.
So we have intimate knowledge on how that's done, and that's why we said what we said. It is what it is. I just thought it was interesting, and I brought this up to Chris multiple times when we were discussing the book, that throughout the book, of course, published and released in 1978, there's TM on a lot of stuff.
Anything that says Cylon. Yeah, anything that says Cylon, they put TM by it.
Yeah, but it's not the only thing, right, Chris? I mean, we discussed it, that there's a lot of different things that they quote trademark, but obviously are no longer trademarked.
Right, you go to the trademark office. Trademark office, they're expired.
Yeah, I mean, look, let's face it, it's been decades. So, so look, it starts with the Imperious leader. The greatest evil the colonials have to face is the Cylons. I agree wholeheartedly with this. And what I thought was interesting is
it's the colonials, but
all right, well, that's because you're mechanical.
Who are living machines.
Yeah. Yes. And then he goes on to say that they began as lizard-like creatures with exceptional minds but weak bodies, unable to accommodate stress. Don't interrupt, please. Unable to accommodate stress and physical hardship.
You forget I do control the mute button on this end. But where do they get this information?
Irrelevant.
This information's nowhere in the books or anything else.
Does it? It says official.
I think he may have pulled it out of his
official. Battlestar
human.
Galactica scrapbook.
I
Official.
believe his human recycle bin.
It's official.
Yeah,
He wrote it officially. Unfortunately, he passed,
Yes.
and we were not able to. Hey guys out there, does anyone know? Did we find anything on? You did. You did a quick search on him.
Yeah, he's
He'd written other things.
Yeah, he's written other things. He's I think a couple presidents, scrapbook of presidents, scrapbooks or something. He's done a number of things.
Yep.
But anyhow, I disagree with this. Weak bodies, unable to accommodate stress. Give me a break. Physical hardship.
Yeah, and John McCartney points out that a Cylon can descend a ladder with a noticeable change in gloves, as seen in the Hand of God episode, although they have yet to master the simple task of descending steps.
Those steps were slippery on the castle. Come on now. Those castle steps were slippery from algae. But we're not going to go there. We're not going to go there. It's just fun. If you ever been down those slippery steps and algae, I mean, look at that place. It was nasty anyway.
So funny. So funny.
But
it's so funny.
You know, he's got some things in here. He says, you know, they some things they want to duplicate mechanically.
They do.
They're jealous of these qualities. The Cylons want to destroy the humans completely.
Oh, agreed.
No, I agree with that one.
But
they haven't mastered all their communication, all of their human qualities. So this rings a little bit on the 2004 or 5 version, the Ron Moore version of the Cylons as well, being jealous and wanting to be able to become more human.
Are jealous.
Yeah, more human.
They are very jealous.
So
I
it
agree
becomes
with that statement.
it's on these occasions humans. Where's it at? On these occasions, humans have only two choices: to remain silent or to find some way of telling the truth without telling the whole truth. Now that's in regards to the Cylons' ability to almost read their minds, which is kind of strange. I don't remember hearing that in any of the books. As of yet.
The Imperious leader has the ability with that helmet that he wears to read, right? He controls and reads minds, and that's...
So, I mean, I remember them they're going to examine Kree's cortex from the cold cell later, so I'm thinking maybe they're going to kill him and then examine his head afterwards. But the Cylons They're ruled by the Imperious leader. The Imperious leader is lizard-like. And he's got bubbles. Never mind, it's not in the book.
What? What did you say?
Bubbles, the little creature.
The little guy.
The little Cylon in there.
Why does he have
lizard.
that? Why does he have that?
That's
Why
his pet.
does he have bubbles?
That's his pet.
That's disgusting.
It's a pet.
That's not cool. No, it's not cool. It's to remind him of his reptilian background of where he comes from.
Maybe it's mom.
It's
or
possible.
brother, mom or brother. Yeah, you never know.
So then it goes on, and it says this is very interesting, that it says the role of the Imperious leader is performed by a tall, muscular young actor named Dick Durock.
And you've actually met him.
So, right?
I've never met him.
It's incredible, right, that I'd never ever seen that fact ever anywhere else, guys.
Yeah. Well, but did you read what it says down here, though? It says the young actor named Dick Durock, who began in Battlestar Galactica as one of the Cylon Centurions, his step up in the world began one day when Glenn Larson visited Durock's dressing room and announced, "Turn in your chrome uniform because you've been promoted. You're now the head lizard."
When asked how he went about portraying an outer space reptile, Durock replied, "You stand tall and slither." That's kind of
That's
funny,
cool.
man.
That is cool.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But
It's
I
really
like the
cool.
I like the the behind the scenes kind of thing where it says, hey, turn in your Chrome. You've been
That's
promoted.
really cool. It's quoted too. It's a
Yep.
quote. So very, very cool. And then
Now
it
we talk
goes
about the
on.
fun guy, my
Your
favorite.
favorite, your absolute favorite,
It's got a
which
good picture too.
I always thought he was cool, but when we saw the episode with Spectre, I was like, yeah, boy, Spectre's my man. He's putting Lucifer in his place. I was like, you go, bro. You lay it on that guy, man. So, that's right.
So
By your
Lucifer,
command to the health of the Imperious leader and Bubbles.
to the Imperious leader.
I'm actually going to. This is for Bubbles.
So the next person they talk about in this is Lucifer, which is one of my favorite characters in all of Battlestar Galactica.
Okay.
And,
well, before you go on,
Okay.
before
now
you
what?
go on, Chris, Rob is telling us that Duroc also played one of the toughs who fights Danny Glover in the bar in the film Silverado, and a mob henchman in the Schwarzenegger film Raw Deal.
I don't remember Raw Deal. I've looked that one back up.
How about that? That's pretty cool. Thank you, Rob. Much appreciated. I like the little factoids. Cool.
So yeah, I like Lucifer, and I agree with the thing here is that, he's beloved. Lucifer is beloved by all the audiences. So I guess the people who watch the show and they get the after action thing. What did you think of certain people? All the evil forces, who is beloved by all the audiences is Lucifer. He's created by the Cylons. He is owned by them.
He's owned.
Yeah, he is not actually one of their breed. He is a mechanically created servant to the Imperious leader. Hail, Imperious leader. At one point, Lucifer informs Baltar proudly that he and the Imperious leader were one of the same IL series, which is an inside joke, they believe, because it was Dijkstra's Industrial Light IL, Industrial Light and Magic. Kind of dig into that because that was from Star Wars. But that was a special effects company from Dijkstra, so they kind of hint that IL stood for Industrial Light.
Yeah, instead of Imperious Leader. But
Imperious Leader.
And it goes on to say some very curious things here in the paragraph after that. He seems to support the Cylon cause only because they own him, and he is a humble servant. What?
Yeah.
So he has like free will, and that he's not really. He would, if he had a choice, he would not serve the Cylon Empire.
Yeah, I would say that.
That's what he's implying, I think.
Yeah, and if you look at the attitude of him in regards to Baltar and the Imperious leader and everything else, he's the comedy relief a little bit in there. He's like the sidekick a little bit for Baltar, and
yeah,
I think that's probably an accurate statement. I think I think he would go out on his own. He does have and if you what is it? Battlestar Galactica episode 3, Planet of the Gods. He has aspirations to take over Baltar's position in charge of the base star, and of course he says they're the same series, so maybe he does have aspirations to become a head or one of the heads up. Maybe there's another thing in there, but I don't know. It's tough. It's a tough call. I think they're saying he's owned, he's made. I think I like to think of him as part of another lizard part, or a lizard brain, because he says he's part of the same series as the Imperious leader. The Imperious leader is a lizard, so I don't know. I like to pretend that he's one of the lizards as well. I don't
Well,
like
he's
to
not a
think
lizard.
Yeah.
He's not a lizard.
I think he's got one of the brains.
He's not a lizard.
I think he
And
is.
Jeff says that every time you mention the Imperious leader's name, drink and say by your command.
That's it.
And of course, John McCartney. Man, John, you are one funny person. He says Lucifer is basically the tattoo of Fantasy Island.
Yeah, maybe I could see that.
Yeah, it's
He's
funny,
the partner,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, he's the tattoo of
Yeah. But Lucifer's never. It's funny that you see that Lucifer's never a violent or forceful kind of person.
Well,
He's
neither's
very,
tattoo.
Yeah, he's a very withdrawn. He's very conniving. He's very sneaky. I don't think he's as sneaky or conniving as Spectre, but he's a very sneaky and conniving person. Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
person. So, and that's kind of where it leaves off. Only his eyes, so when they look at him, his eyes seem evil. And a lot of people don't realize he was maroon, like really red, like a devil.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
a lot of people think he's silver. And if you look closely at some of the pictures of the actual head itself, you'll see it's a dark maroon. It was the lighting that made it look silver.
According to this, it's a translucent blue.
What's that?
That's what.
The head is
description
clear.
Lucifer-
The head is clear,
according to this,
yeah.
Lucifer is never violent or even forceful. His smarmy voice is soft and smooth and even rather wry. He barely resembles a human form. His head is clear, translucent blue,
Yes.
resembling more a pointed light bulb than anything else.
And if you look at the actual, if you get there's pictures online of the actual head. I think it's on buyyourcommand.net. You'll see that it's kind of got a blue hue to it, but not nearly as blue as the figure. That's totally blue.
Interesting. Right. And since you mentioned the figure, I will gladly oblige you, since I have
right.
my original figure.
That's right.
There he is.
And Pete has candles and some motor oil that goes around the outside of that that he has to keep in constant loving care of that. You put that in front of the little candles and everything, right? Every night. Got to keep that. Don't mess with him.
I'm just shaking up his brains, man. I'm waking him up. Yep,
It's
the
not a
original. It's
snow
my
globe
original.
up there.
That's my original Lucifer, and I proudly own him since you don't have one.
You don't own Lucifer. Lucifer owns you.
Oh my God! Yellow robes or golden robes.
The
Yes.
red robes, the gold robes.
Yep, red robe.
Yep.
That's right. That's
It
right.
started off with gold without a collar, then went to red with a collar, then went to red.
So, Chris, I think
You
that
wanna stop there?
Yes, we're gonna stop here.
Although I want to throw out, the next part is John Calicos, and I want to say
Yeah.
one of the things that he mentions in the John Calicos thing we can think about for next week. What Calicos, whatever you want to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Calicos.
Mhm.
So I want to think
Yeah.
about for next week, and it would be a thought inside of there. It says that he was supposed to be killed. And
Yes.
this is for next week. Don't worry about it. I mean, we'll get more deep in detail of who John Calicos is and what he's bringing up and everything. But I want to think about the character of Baltar, and here he is. He's gotten a deal from the Hail the Imperious Leader, and the Imperious Leader reneges on the deal. Says, hey, we're going to chop your head off anyways. But then they find out that the Galactica survives, some human survives, and they keep him around to go find the Galactica.
Yeah.
So, is it possible that he doesn't really want to find the Galactica because they know they'll kill him if he does? Just some thoughts for next week. I mean, it's kind of it definitely makes sense. I mean, maybe he's not a total nincompoop that you may think he is. Maybe he's a sneakier or as sneaky as Lucifer is.
I think so.
In regards to this, what do you mean? Because he knows if they kill off all the humans, he's next. You know, they're going to kill him. So why not screw up so you can't kill the humans?
It makes sense.
Yep.
It makes sense. But
hang on, I'll do a flashback. Deep Thoughts with John Handy. Some people don't know what that is, but if you don't know what that is, look it up on YouTube. It's a Saturday Night Live.
Yes. Well, guys, I think we're going to put the brakes on the scrapbook here. And we're going to... Oh, by the way, this is where we have to bring this up again, Chris. We're going to do a PSA because we have hundreds, literally hundreds of listeners and followers and friends out there that we've invited.
Yes.
And some of you that are actually watching us right now, we've actually invited you. We need you to follow us.
Some of you big-time followers are not following. Some of you big-time watchers are not following.
Yes. So we're going to film a short PSA on how to make sure that you're actually officially following us. It's very important, guys. We need to get to the 10,000 mark, and we're working our way there. Right now, we're broadcasting live, and we are just slightly over 7,000, and we're working our way to that 10. And we need everybody else that haven't officially clicked the right button in Facebook. We're going to actually give you a 5-minute PSA separately from this show, and we're going to put it out there because we really, really need your help and your support, guys. So please make sure that if you find the invite that we invite you with, please click it. We really would like your support.
Yeah, if you go to your page and go to groups, hang on, I can do it real quick, I think. If I remember how to do it.
Can you? Because we're gonna record one anyway.
We're gonna record one anyways, but just so you have it. PowerPoint screen share, the screen share. So this is my page.
Okay.
This is me, my page. Yay, Christopher Todd Moore. If you go over to, what do you mean hurry up? I got to remember how to do it. Pull it up. So
nobody's seeing it.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
So here's my page.
Yeah.
And that's me with Apollo. If you go over here to more, and not M-O-O-R-E, just go to M-O-R-E. Go down to groups. Right? And then groups. Okay, did I screw up? All right, I got to find it again. Groups. It's so hard to find. I don't know why it does this.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's weird.
It's groups. Oh, that's not it.
No, that's not it. It's over. Yeah, it's in there somewhere. You'd actually
dang it.
Looked at it.
Yeah, we did it last time, I think.
We did.
Groups.
And there's a way to do this. And it's probably, it could be a definite reason why many of you haven't done it. It's not that obvious. So we will actually film this for you guys. We need you to please accept the invite. It takes a couple of clicks, and you can see that, Chris is actually going through it with me on other occasions, and even trying right now. I don't know why Facebook did this, but we have a few hundred of you. Literally, there is a few hundred of you out there that have not officially followed us, and we need you to, guys. We need to get to that 10,000 mark, and thank you everybody that watches us in repeats. right? This broadcast originally goes out live, and you found it, Chris?
I think so.
So Chris is trying to show everybody here how to actually find your invite. And did you find it or no? Because
Invites
so
right here. Right here.
Oh, there it is. Invites.
So here we go.
So if you click,
you go to your page. This is your feed. Then from your feed, go over to Pages and Profiles, which is where's it at? Some more. See all groups.
Oh boy.
There it is, right there.
Yeah.
And you go to Pages.
Yeah.
Invites.
We're a page, right? So IFB Interfleet Broadcasting is a page. You go to that invites, and you will see that we've invited many of you. So please look in that. Again, we're going to film a separate little PSA, and we're going to walk you through it. So many of you, please look into this. We need you to support us here. Help us get to that 10,000 mark.
Yep.
We really appreciate it. We can
I'm
use
sure that
your
was clear as
assist on
mud.
this.
So
Yeah, we'll do that later on. But thank you for tuning in, everyone. We love having you on board. Keep clicking the thumbs up and subscribe. And again, we'll show you how to make sure you're doing that. Don't forget to tell your friends about our show. If you want to contact us, our email is info@interfleetbroadcasting.com. Stay safe and see you at our next show. Keep the faith. And don't forget that we're also on Spotify. We have podcasts that you
podcast on Spotify now.
And we're going to have more, guys. We will be putting up more. So thanks, everyone, for joining us live. Very, very happy that you're with us, and everybody else that watches us later, also around the world. Thank you very much. Brazil, Philippines, Europe, everywhere else that you may be, South America, Central America, around the world, everywhere, Canada, U.S., everybody. Thank you very, very much for joining us. And Chris?
Yeah, so, in the immortal words of Apollo, or we would say keep the faith and keep the fandoms alive. You are what matters, so this is for you. Once again, you fuel the fleet, so the fans fuel the fleet. Keep the faith. Thank you for joining us.
Take care, everybody. Stay safe.